But it's another thing to testify of being saved and still struggling. Still having to fight to live right and still having to fight to live holy. And so when you hear of extreme makeover, generally you're dealing with the external. As we show you see, they do something external to make you see something different. But Pastor Kim, what I found out, the greatest move of God in my life was never outside. It was always on the inside. I was born in 1955. The parents are from the islands, and I was born right in the midst of a hurricane. I'm named after a hurricane. My mother couldn't get to the hospital, so they brought a midwife in to birth me because they couldn't get her to the emergency that she needed. And when they told me I was born and named after a hurricane, I always thought, yeah, you're just making up something. A couple of years ago, I was watching the news, and the Weather Channel was talking about all the major hurricanes that happened back from 1900. They got to 1955, and they said, Connie, the Hurricane Connie tore up the Caribbean. And my husband said, that's your problem. It kind of resonated in me why God called me and gave me the ministry that He does, because I go in and shake up stuff. I don't leave things the same when I go where I go. It's something that belongs in my DNA. I don't like mess. Fix it. Set order. That's how I operate. And how many of you know God knows exactly why He created you? He knows exactly why. Born to a family of 14. According to statistics, with an alcoholic father, my mother was dead by the time I was age 7. I ought to be and was told many times, you'll never amount to nothing, you'll be barefoot and pregnant. And after a while, you start walking on what people say about you. At that time, I was 125 pounds, 5'9", and thought I was the hottest thing on the apple. And so I lived my life accordingly. Anything I wanted, I went after it. And I dare you to stop me. That's how I lived before Christ. Never thinking about anybody else but myself. I was going to have the house, the car, everything I wanted, and I was going to use all of the external to make it happen. But I had an encounter. I moved to the United States, and I got married at the age of 19. And I never thought I could live in hell. Because everything in my life started spiraling out. Everything started getting crazy. And somebody came and took me to a revival one night. I remember on Paulson Avenue in East Liberty. And I had an encounter with Jesus. They baptized me in Jesus' name. I came up speaking in tongues, and I ain't been the same since.